Okay, now we're going to make what I call AnyOkoDemi. All right, we're going to start with my Bones Ramen Broth. Now, this is the ramen broth that has been reduced and then mixed with some other ingredients and miso. Okay, I have a separate lesson on that. And we're gonna start with the warm broth, because if you don't use warm broth, a lot of the ingredients are going to settle to the bottom. So you want to warm it up, stir it up so it's all well mixed. And I'm using equal parts of each one of these ingredients. So right now I'm using 1/4 cup. So I have 1/4 cup of the Bones Ramen Broth with miso. Then that's the part of AnyOkoDemi. And then we're going to use 1/4 cup of Okonomiyaki sauce, and I have a separate lesson on that. And then I want to get it all out of here. I don't like to waste any, and I like to get all the flavor. Okay, and then we're going to use 1/4 cup of Demi-Glace, and I have a separate lesson on making Demi-Glace. Okay, and now it's kind of time consuming to make the Demi-Glace, so you're going to have to make that a couple of days in advance. The Okonomiyaki sauce only takes about half an hour to an hour to make, but the Bones Ramen Broth that takes a couple of days. You have to make the broth, and then you have to reduce the broth, and then add the other ingredients. So now and we're going to use an equal part of water. So I'm going to use 1/4 cup of water as well. Then we're going to turn on the heat, medium heat, and we're going to stir it up. I'm going to stir it till I get it pretty well mixed, and then I'm just going to keep an eye on it. We're just going to just bring it to a boil. That means it doesn't boil. That means we're going to turn it off just as we're starting to get bubbles. That Demi-Glace that's in there, if you made it in advance and it's coming out of the fridge or the freezer, it's going to be very gelatinous. So that's going to have to kind of melt into the sauce. Okay, we're just starting to get some bubbles around the edge. I'm going to turn this heat down to low to make sure that it's all mixed. Okay, now this sauce, I'm going to use this as a sauce on some ravioli that contains braised pork country ribs that were made with okonomiyaki sauce and okonomiyaki sauce and mushrooms. And there's a separate lesson on that, on making the pork country ribs with the okonomiyaki sauce. And I also have a separate lesson on making ravioli with I forget whether it was baby back rib meat or the pork country ribs meat, but it's the same process regardless of which of those meats that you use. Okay, so this sauce is mixed, it's done. Let's taste it. Excellent. You can see photos of a dish with this sauce at my Instagram, which is @Chef's Apprentice Cook Like a Pro. Please remember to subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching.